700% year to date. Christine Romans is here with us on this story. Christine, I look at this price action and it's absolutely eye-watering. The market analyst in me is cringing at the frothiness and all the analogies that we can make here. But there is a story here beneath the surface of hedge fund, the big guys shorting this, and smaller players, retail investors buying it and making windfall profits, at least on paper.
At the expense of those short sellers. I mean, it's like a David versus Goliath story, or it's a storyline in the TV show Billions, or it's a Michael Lewis story novel. You know, it's all those things wrapped in one. It's so interesting, and people keep talking about it and talking about GameStop. Look, the fundamentals of the company have been rough here. You know, they're not making any money. They've been closing stores. You see these big short positions in the stock, and then this Reddit board, this Wall Street Bets Reddit message board. It's almost like a populist trader uprising to support the stock with these buying of the out-of-the-money options and really hurting the big guys. So it's just been this interesting revolt that somebody's making a lot of money on, someone is not, and certainly is far out of line with the fundamentals of this company. You know, it's funny, in some cases people think it's sort of funny how regular day traders could distort a stock price so much, but one wonders what they think about this at the Securities and Exchange Commission. You know, is it manipulation or is it just fair and square talking up a stock? It's fascinating.
I know. There's a lot of mom and pop investors here that could be cheering at this moment and could end up in tears. And your point about the regulators here is absolutely pivotal for me. I mean, step forward Gary Gensler, the former Wall Street guy that's now going to head up the SEC. This is fresh meat, I think, for the regulators and those voices, particularly in the Democratic Party, that will be like, we need to regulate hedge funds. Enough of what we've seen. Go on, go for it.
No, it's so interesting because some of the chatter on these message boards is about how this is just desserts for the the bloodthirsty short sellers, who are constantly out there making money on weakness in companies, or sometimes not even weakness in companies. So there's a sort of a feeling of righteousness among some of the people who are playing this game. But I mean, they're going after other names this morning too. So I think this is also kind of a story of the frothiness of the market overall, where you've got story stocks that are getting so much attention and so much hype here. There's just a lot of money at work in the market. There's a lot of interest from retail investors in the market. And now these story stocks, I think, have really gained a lot of attention here. Maybe not warranted, but gained a lot of attention. Someone's going to be hurting when this thing turns. But for now, it's not turning.
Yeah. Froth, not fundamentals. We are two people and one mind. I flatter myself. Christine Romans, thank you as always.
My mission is simple: to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Kramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. Other people want to make friends? I'm just trying to help you make some money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate and put in context. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. Will our botched vaccine rollout end up shutting down the economy? Well, the crazy action in short squeezes like GameStop caused the stock market to collapse under its own weight. Does it even make sense to fret about this stuff with a slew of major earnings reports on the way starting tomorrow? After a day where the market was torn in two different directions, Dow declining 37 points, S&P advancing 0.36%, and the Nasdaq gaining 0.69%, we need to talk about what I think of as the vaccination GameStop dichotomy. This weekend, we were treated to story after story about how President Biden's pledge to jab 100 million people in 100 days could be impossible to carry out. Even if we work out the logistics problems, there may not be enough vaccines to go around. Meanwhile, we keep hearing about these new COVID strains that could potentially beat the vaccine, making the whole exercise pointless. We already know the economy is weakening. While new infections have begun to pull back from their highs, although we're still seeing many days with well over 200,000 cases, the psychological impact is causing people to stay home, resulting in kind of a voluntary shutdown. But it's not like the economy's in ruins. For the 93% of the workforce that's still gainfully employed, they've got nothing to spend their paychecks on, so they either invest or pay down debt. The service economy may be in horrible shape, but unless you work in travel, leisure, dining, or sports, especially if your company is private and small, you may be doing just fine. Meanwhile, ultra-low interest rates make it easy to buy a new house or a car, something Americans are doing in droves as they leave the cities for the suburbs or even the country. I talked to the home builders, and they say this may be the best housing market they've ever seen because people are desperate for homes with workspace and school space where they can be safe from COVID. You can't put a price on safety, people, and that's why home builders are selling lots so quickly. That's why they keep blowing numbers away. The wholesale exodus from cities has fueled a gigantic number of upside surprises. The new hybrid remote work style has been an enormous boon to the service industry and to retail. Oh, and if you're worried about going out, there's always the stay-at-home enablers. Here's some logical ones: Amazon, Netflix, Take-Two, Domino's. There's other ones just like it. Sure, you have to be worried about the slowness of the vaccine rollout and the undisciplined way people wear masks, the lack of testing infrastructure, but I don't think we're headed for another lockdown. Frankly, the states simply can't afford it. And that's why the governor of California just lifted a stay-at-home order, even though the outbreak's still pretty bad out there. We know how to do this, though. You can leave most of the economy open as long as you keep the elderly and the at-risk at home. So if you're selling stock here because you believe the economy's cracking, I think you're making a mistake. The Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates low. We hear from Chairman Powell on Wednesday, and I have no doubt he'll stick to his guns when it comes to easy money. Meanwhile, most consumers have lots of spending money that they'll be able and eager to use once we're vaccinated and the world goes back to normal, please. But how about the second worry? That the stock market will be brought down by the wild actions in stocks like GameStop. That's that retailer place game. You go in and you buy video games, and you buy the hardware. This GameStop is really something we must talk about because it's been bid up higher and higher by enthusiastic traders. Now, there's a forum I've mentioned before, Wall Street Bets. It's on Reddit. Now, a lot of younger people read Reddit. I read Reddit because younger people read it. That's why. Now, they've got a community of very rabid investors who will choose individual stocks and then run them up as a group with commentary about how much they love them. Now, they don't target just any stocks. They go after the ones that are heavily shorted in order to come up with a short squeeze. They'll come up with a thesis all on display and then run them until the shorts have to cover their positions, spurring still one more leg higher. Now, I know what it's like to get caught on the wrong side of a short squeeze. The only thing a short seller can really do when targeted is to throw in the towel. No point in trying to fight it. You just have to cover your short, meaning buy back the stock to close out your position before you run out of money. You can see this battle, how it played out in GameStop today. Look at this, okay? And that was just today. See that spike? Yes, the shorts believe the company's worthless, but the longs think it's going to the moon. Long term, I think the bear case is right. GameStop is a brick-and-mortar video game retailer at a time when people increasingly download their games off the internet. But I don't believe that's short-term. Short-term, they have the new Xbox, they have new PlayStation, they just came out with those things, they're flying off the shelves, they've got a new big investor who's very smart. It's easy for the longs to come in and gun GameStop higher and make good money. If it hasn't been made already, though, when the stock spiked to 159 today before closing at 76. The Wall Street Bets crowd can easily find stocks with big short positions. You can look them up. It's not a problem. GameStop was ludicrously shorted. More than 148% of the stock had been sold short.
Check.
For years, betting against this thing has been like shooting fish in a barrel.
Okay, hold on. I'm just coming in to test to see if this microphone is working. We're going to switch it up here a little bit. I'm going to give you some music, and then we're going to get back to the news. Yeah, it looks like that's working. So real quick, let's run this, a little video for you guys. I hope I don't get sued. Enjoy. I'll be back in just a second.
The nation is bracing for the hellish hangover of holiday gatherings.
Yes, it was a long year. Yes, we want to celebrate. But when you increase social activity, you're going to increase the spread of the virus if people don't take precautions.
It's more than masks, hand washing, and social distancing.
I don't participate in indoor dining because of concerns about poor ventilation inside.
If you're heading for warmer weather where outdoor dining's still pleasant, experts say the flight itself is pretty safe.
The air on airplanes actually is not dangerous. Airports where there's congestion with people can be more dangerous.
Dr. Citronberg says avoid crowds, even when running errands. Long lines at the post office or the grocery store, go another time.
One-on-one interactions are about the safest that you can do. So if you go to get your hair cut, it's a one-on-one interaction with the person cutting your hair.
Or in an Uber or taxi. Even with masks on, more passengers add risk. Open windows and fresh air lowers the risk. As for school, we're told the evidence shows elementary kids are generally okay in class.
Normal classroom learning, you can separate the desks, you can maintain social distancing. In terms of contact activities, contact sports, like wrestling or basketball, I think you have to be very careful about that still because there's such high risk of contracting disease in that setting.
The biggest threat to our health and safety is getting fed up, letting down our guard.
People are tired, and I understand that. And at some point, we have to learn how to live with COVID until it's gone. So I think it's very reasonable to try to resume normal activities within reason and with caution.
Dr. Citronberg is telling everyone, get the vaccine as soon as you can, but know, though it may prevent you from getting sick, there's no evidence it keeps you from transmitting COVID to others. So these other precautions are still necessary.
And we have Nurse Chan.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
shall I sit here?
Yep, you can sit there.
Okay.
So my name is Judy Chan. I'm one of the nurse practitioners from Occupational Medical Services. I just want to thank you very much for doing this. We very much appreciate you coming here to doing this for us.
Of course.
I went over your medical history. Do you have any questions for me?
I do not.
And is the left arm okay?
Yes, it is.
And the vaccine may be a little thicker because it's going to go in slower because it's a little bit thicker.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Okay.
And you may get an enhanced reaction from the vaccine, but that's normal. It's because your body is building immunity to the vaccine.
Well, that's what we want.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Little stick.
Okay.
How was that?
When are you going to put it in?
I hear that a lot. All right, I'm going to put a little Band-Aid on there.
Okay.
And
It was really painless.
Yeah. Great. I'm glad to hear that. There you go.
Okay.
And you're good.
Thank you, Nurse
You're
Chen.
welcome.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.
But let's really get to the casino market and money. Susan, come on in. What's with GameStop?
Well, we were up above $500 a piece just a few hours ago, up 400% on the week, 1,700% on the year. And this upward surge briefly capped last night when the Reddit page Wall Street Bets that started this whole GameStop phenomenon was briefly made private. It quickly came back online, but on Discord, another social media platform, they banned this Wall Street Bets page. And don't forget, we did see a lot of these favorite short squeeze plays drop in reaction when that Reddit page went private briefly. AMC's of the world, BlackBerry dipping last night. Now, this morning, the short squeeze and the favorites are back on. And we're also checking on some chatter that's taking place on Robinhood right now. Apparently, one of the most popular trading sites has now restricted trade in GameStop, AMC, and Express. We haven't received confirmation yet from Robinhood. This might be a reason why we're looking at GameStop shares down this morning in the pre-market. Here's Dave Portnoy tweeting out his frustrations at this possible Robinhood restriction, saying that somebody's going to have to explain to me in what world Robinhood and others literally are trying to force a crash by closing the open market. Is that fair? They should all be in jail. And Stu, you know this goes back to TD Ameritrade yesterday, the first online brokerage to cap and restrict trading in these short squeeze plays and favorites like GameStop, AMC, and Express. And it just makes you wonder, do the companies need to step in here to handcuff and handhold retail investors when the government won't do it?
I don't know, but that's exactly what some of them are doing. And in comes Portnoy with his tweet there, and that looks like it has had at least a small and temporary effect on the casino market, because these casino stocks are now on the downside. AMC's down, BlackBerry's down, GameStop is down.
Just to get back to that casino reference, the problem I have with it is that it sounds like you don't think that investors know what they're doing. In this case, I think they know exactly what they were doing, and they found the mispricing in the market. Now, people jumping in at $300 for GameStop, that might not be a smart trade at the end of it, but what started all of this was not a casino mentality. They were very strategic and recognized the opportunity.
written but was never told. Jump on it. Say that for me.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, baby, baby.
Ooh, baby. Oh.
Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. It's not funny, man. Come on, get on it.
Jesus, whack.
Stop playing. Come on, get on this, baby.
Irby, can we just take a break, clear our minds for a second?
No. I need y'all to get in the booth, put these vocals down. Come on. Here we go.
Yo,
Let's
that's
go.
your boyfriend.
You sure about Yo, Fresh, give me that. All right.
You don't even know. Thank you. All right. Sandy, let's do this. 2, 3. So in public here and we're in effect. Want you to push it back. Cooling by day, then at night. Working up a sweat.
It's about time. What's going on? Rumor Report. Rumor Report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Spinderella was not too happy about this Salt and Pepper biopic that was on Lifetime over the weekend.
All right,
she
I gotta
didn't
come
have
here and
anything
talk my
to
mess
do with
because I
it.
don't
Now,
want
when
to
we
get
had
sued
Salt and
by the
Pepper on
Rumor
the
Report.
Breakfast Club,
And these
here is
people,
what
I'm gonna let
Salt
y'all hear
had to
about
say
5
about
minutes of
their
this, 3 minutes of
ongoing
this, 2 minutes of this, and I'm out.
There's
Check it out.
always been
Yep.
a lot of attempts to compromise, to satisfy on everybody's part, and it just never got to a place where it was what she thought it should be. And so sometimes things come to a head. It's unfortunate, but internally, sometimes things get to a point where you have to part ways. We wish Spinderella the best. We're open to whatever can happen in the future. I've reached out to her. I haven't gotten anything back, but my heart is open.
Well, Spinderella took to social medias and said, sorry, but I got to speak on this Lifetime special. Too often, Black women who have made meaningful contributions in their industry are left out of historical narratives. Back when Salt and Pepper was building our legacy, which is rooted in empowering women, I could not have dreamed that this same group would one day disempower me. Words cannot fully express my disappointment when I learned a decision was made to move forward with a Lifetime biopic that wrongfully excluded me from every aspect of development and production, all the while using my image throughout, given that I played an integral role in the group's story and success. There's nothing more unacceptable than a woman being silenced by another woman. I do, however, want to offer a huge congrats to the talented actresses that represented us, including Monique Paul, who I wish would have been given an opportunity to share my true perspective with. In reflection, I'm grateful I've managed to uphold a 30-year career, and she did say that she does have a book on the way. She said 30 plus years is a lot of content, and I'm ready to share.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks because Spinderella was a very important piece to that group, so she should have had her input involved in the film. They didn't make her look bad in the film, but they didn't give her any real looks, period. Like, it was even that one part of the movie where they was on the bus and Salt and Pepper and were talking, and they said something like Salt and Pepper, and Spinderella was like, and spin.
Yeah, I wish you'd have got a chance to, to share her side, and the actress got a chance to talk to her to give her feelings. But I mean, we don't know the behind the scenes what happened though.
Yeah, but you got to give her that love if you're Salt and Pepper. Fresh Prince, if he's talking about anything Fresh Prince related, has to have Jazzy Jeff. Run DMC would have to have JMJ if Jay was still here. And so Salt and Pepper needs Spinderella.
But it's interesting because Herbie Lovebug also didn't have anything to do with developing this, because they were saying this is really more about Salt and Pepper and their friendship with each other and having that group. But I think it would have made it better if the people involved could have had their say. But I guess the story is about their friendship because they were best friends before they formed the group. So, and there's so much history between them. That's a lot to go through. But yeah, Herbie Lovebug, who was very integral in forming Salt and Pepper, he also didn't have a say.
Yeah, I mean, the story was about Salt and Pepper though, so that was the reason why, I'm sure.
All right, now let's talk about Eminem. He premiered his Higher video on Saturday. Now, a clip had been circulating of him talking about UFC President Dana White before the UFC fight happened on Saturday. This was that clip.
I'm a huge Eminem fan,
but this is a tough one. It's a tricky demon to conquer, even for someone as badass as Eminem. My prediction is disappointment for fans all over the world.
Eminem, what's your response to what Dana just said?
I think that people like you give people like me the fuel that they need to succeed in the first place. So I think that the best part about your opinion is that it doesn't matter. And if every fighter that you had listened to your opinion when you doubted them, you wouldn't have a league. So you're an asshole, and I'm out.
What they talking about, though?
Yeah, why was they beefing?
Well, they weren't really. This was actually a preview for a music video for Hire, and that then dropped on Saturday on YouTube during that fight. So people thought this was a real clip of Eminem talking ish about Dana White, but it was really part of this music video. Now, in addition to this fight that happened on Saturday, Conor McGregor got knocked out. That was in the second round, and Floyd Mayweather had some things to say about that. Now, he was on social media, and somebody said, why is Floyd Mayweather hated for the way he carries himself, but Conor McGregor is loved for the same way he carries himself? Let's hear your thoughts. And Floyd responded, I seen this post, and my take on it is that the world knows con artist McLoser can steal everything from me and be loved, but I'm hated. This just lets you know that racism still exists. Just know that bum will never be me or be on my level. I'm just built different. My mindset is on another planet. My skills are second to none. I'm a natural born winner. And yes, I talk a lot of trash, but every time I back it up. This is what they hate. It's sad that you could be a poor black kid from the ghetto that has dealt with racism your whole life and work extremely hard to put yourself and your family in a better position. And most of the hate comes from my own people.
Damn. Yeah, I just don't remember when Conor McGregor was good. I'm not a UFC watcher, though. So, you know, by the time I started tuning in the UFC, he was just getting his ass kicked every time I seen him.
Do people like him, though?
I guess, clearly. He's still a draw, right? You watch UFC, don't you, Dramos?
Yeah, here and there. He's a draw.
Yeah, he's clearly a draw.
But is he a draw because people like him, or do they want to see him lose and get beat up?
Nah, I think people liked him. He stopped doing some of the trash talking stuff. It's like over the last couple of years, he kind of fell off.
I wouldn't talk trash either if I kept getting my ass kicked. After a while, you got to shut up.
He is still planning to fight.
Alright, so this just happened. Look, so Kanye West has yet to deliver his official full-length follow-up to 2019's Jesus is Born, the allegedly titled Donda. But evidently there's an entire documentary being made about its creation, and a snippet of it has made its way online, showing Chance the Rapper on the receiving end of Ye's rage. In the clip, Ye is in a room with several people, including Dame Dash, who is apparently spearheading the film. As the music plays, Kanye calls out, "Where's the bass?" before the camera pans to Dash.
Josh, where the bass? Josh! Where's the bass? Where's the bass? Where's the bass?
You know, my thing was like, just get rid of the people that are triggering them. Get them out of here. And let's just have fun being creative. So, you know, Kanye is finishing his album. He wanted his people around him. Chance, honestly, because of what he was reading, you know, he came through to just check Kanye. You know? And, you know, again, Kanye deals with all his issues at all times. You know, they got into it, but they worked it out. At the end of the day, Chance is there just to be a friend.
Y'all want to hear a fire joke? Yeah. Ha ha ha, look.
Chance has been an outspoken supporter of Ye for years, even as far as to endorse him for president prior to the November 2020 election. And y'all out here trying to convince me to vote for Biden, he tweeted last July, shaking my head. Are you more pro-Biden or anti-Ye, and why? I get that y'all want to reply that you're just trying to get Trump out, but in this hypothetical scenario where you're replacing Trump, can someone explain why Joe Biden would be better? After stating many of the people commenting were racist, he added, I finally got the answer now. I understand. Y'all trust Biden more than y'all trust Ye. I think I understand why. I just don't feel the same way. But concerns over Ye's mental health overshadowed his presidential bid.
All right, guys, remember what we're looking for. And don't trust anyone.
Whoa, what?
Hey, baby. Where are your parents? Hey, who's baby? What? Really? A con baby? Impressive. We could use someone like you. Let's catch you up. My name is Raya. Our lands have been at war for as long as we can remember. Our people never see eye to eye.
My
my daughter. I believe our people can come together again. But someone has to take the first step.
Now, in order to restore peace, we must find the last dragon.
I wish to join this fellowship of butt kickery.
Let's go. We'll
I mean, to make some noise so I don't get sued for all of this crap. Make sure you guys go watch this movie. I'm not getting paid for it yet, but you can holler at them and say, yo, you need to give QTube some money, man.
Please let this be it.
Click that thumbs up button.
Oh, my DC2.
I'm almost done.
Who said that?
We really need your help.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not like the best dragon. Have you ever done like a group project, but there's like that one kid who didn't pitch in as much, but still ended up with the same grade?
We're doomed.
You and the dragon are coming with me.
My sword here says we're not. The world's broken. You can't trust anyone.
Maybe it's broken because you don't trust anyone. You just have to take the first step. I just shape changed.
Dragons can do that?
Look how close my butt is to my head. It's gonna make digestion so much faster.
In theaters or ordered on Disney Plus with Premier Access, March 5th.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong.
The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same. It's Godzilla.
These are dangerous times.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths are real. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Who bows to who?
Nobody gon' stop for me. Here we go.
Kong bows to no one.
Welcome to another edition of QTube. What y'all got going on, America?
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. Please, President Trump. Please, please. I hope you have a plan. Y'all about to have a panic attack.